Her guy best friend mocked me at dinner. She could do way better than you. I shut him down in front of everyone. She snapped, apologize, or we're done. I smiled. I didn't say a word. But when she came back weeks later, she finally understood what done truly means. For 3 years, life with Emily was good. Really good. I'm a lawyer, so my day-to-day is wading through the ugliest sides of human behavior. Coming home to her felt like breathing fresh mountain air after a storm. She was a paralegal, sharp as a razor, with this fire in her to get into law school and build something big for herself. I loved that about her. We were a team. Building a life together in a house I had spent years restoring with my own hands. It felt solid. Real. I wasn't just paying bills for a girlfriend. I was investing in the woman I thought I'd marry. But there was always this low hum, like static in the background. And that static had a name, Ryan. Ryan was her best friend from college. A so-called graphic designer. One of those guys who called himself an artist but acted like working a steady 9 to 5 was a death sentence. Meanwhile, he was designing taco menus just to scrape by on rent. To Emily, he was her ride or die. Her platonic soulmate. Her protector. To me, he was a parasite with a superiority complex, and he lived to undermine our relationship. He was clever about it, too. Never anything direct. Just subtle digs. Venom disguised as casual remarks. Her ex, Ethan, a musician who'd broken her heart, was Ryan's favorite talking point. If I booked Emily a trip to Hawaii, Ryan would find a way to bring up some spontaneous road trip they once took. Remember that, Em? You can't plan memories like that. You've just got to be with someone who understands your free spirit. The message was always the same: I was the safe, boring choice. He was the guardian of the exciting past she was missing out on. And Emily? She lapped it up. Anytime I even hinted he was out of line, she'd get defensive. He's just being Ryan. He was there when Ethan crushed me. His family, David. But I'm patient. Comes with the job. You don't strike too early, you wait for the rope. And Ryan eventually gave me that rope. A month ago, I won the biggest case of my career. 6 months buried in files, sleepless nights, endless weekends. But we won. Huge deal for me and the firm. So, I threw a dinner party. Close friends came, and because I was still trying to be the good guy, I told Emily she could invite hers. Which, of course, meant Ryan. The night started perfect. Warm, laughter echoing, expensive wine uncorked. For the first time in months, I actually felt at peace. Then Ryan, after enough free drinks, decided it was performance time. He launched into a rant about the difference between artists and suits, staring straight at me as he sipped my wine. Some of us are driven by passion. By art. Others, they're just practical. My friend saw the game. They shot him looks sharp enough to cut glass. I just smiled tightly. But he wasn't done. He turned to Emily with his fake concerned face. I just hope you're happy, Em. I mean, David's a good guy. He's stable. He's a provider. He's reliable. He said reliable like it was filth. Then he smirked and looked me dead in the eye. But you've got to admit, she could do way better than you. And that was it. The rope. The room fell silent. My friends froze. Emily stared at her plate, blushing, but not at him. At me. That was the moment the switch flipped. I slowly set down my fork and knife. Folded my hands. Looked Ryan dead in the eye. That's a bold claim, Ryan. Please, tell us, what exactly does a better man for Emily look like? Be specific. He stammered, unprepared for calm cross-examination. Well, you know. Someone creative. Someone who gets her. I see. So creativity is the qualification. And you, I assume, are that standard. He puffed up. I understand her better than anyone. Perfect, I said. Let's test that. Emily's in her second year at a top-tier law school. Pricey program. I'm funding that, completely. A massive investment in her future, and in ours. Tell me, Ryan, what exactly have you contributed other than your negative commentary about me? His face turned pale. Emily panicked. David, stop. I raised a hand. Not finished. The car she drives? Safe, reliable. I bought it. Now, you've got your flashy little convertible that breaks down every other month. Emily's bailed you out at least 3 times recently with money from our household account. An account I fund. So really, I'm the one keeping your car on the road. You're welcome. One of my buddies snorted before covering it with a cough. And finally, the roof over her head. This house. I own it. I pay the mortgage. I fix what breaks. Meanwhile, you're chronically late on your rent, leaning on Emily to cover you with my earnings. So let's summarize. Your position is that a man who provides a stable home, a safe car, and a fully funded law degree is worse for Emily than a broke, parasitic man who drains her finances and sabotages her relationship out of obsession. Is that an accurate statement, Ryan? The silence was deafening. Ryan looked destroyed. But Emily? Her face wasn't relief or gratitude. It was fury. She leapt up. I cannot believe you just did that. You humiliated him. He humiliated himself, I said quietly. I just presented the evidence. Say sorry. Right now. Or we're over. And there it was. The ultimatum. She chose him. The love I had didn't fade, it was executed. I smiled. Small, final. I stood, took my wine, and walked into the kitchen. Case closed. The aftermath was quick. Emily stormed out with Ryan that night and moved in with him. She thought it was a bold line in the sand. She expected me to crawl back, beg, do anything to fix it. But I didn't. I went silent. No texts, no calls, no responses to friends she sent to plead. Nothing. Instead, I got to work. I packed every single thing she owned into boxes. Methodically. Not with anger, but like an executor settling an estate. When done, I changed the locks. Reset the codes. Then, I made 2 phone calls. The first was to the dean of admissions at her law school. Calmly, I explained that due to personal changes, the private scholarship fund I had set up for Emily was dissolved, effective immediately. The second was to the managing partner at my firm. I'd pulled strings to get Emily a summer internship there, a career maker. I explained that due to an irreconcilable personal conflict, the offer had to be rescinded. 2 weeks later, she showed up at my door. I watched her on the security camera, fumbling with her old key until rage overtook confusion. She rang the bell. I opened it, security chain still on. She looked awful. The righteous anger was gone. What was left was desperation. David, we need to talk. No, Emily. We don't. You made your choice. You can't just throw away 3 years over one fight, she pleaded, tears welling. It wasn't a fight. It was truth. You had a clear choice, your partner, or the man trying to ruin us. You chose him. You demanded I apologize to him. That's not something I can forget. Her panic deepened. But what about everything we planned? Law school? The internship? I cut her off. Yes, about that. Your tuition bill is due next week, isn't it? I hope you and Ryan have a plan, because my investment in our future has ended. Her face went white. What? She whispered. And the internship, I continued coldly. That offer's been pulled. The firm doesn't tolerate conflicts of interest. She stumbled back, hand covering her mouth. You can't do that. Please, you can't. I already have. Actions have consequences. You gave me an ultimatum, apologize or we're over. I chose over. Now live with it. Go ask Ryan. The man who's better than me. I'm sure he has a plan for your $50,000 tuition and a lost career. I shut the door on her tear-streaked face. I didn't feel joy. Didn't feel sadness. Just quiet. The trial was over. Verdict delivered. And the fallout? Predictable. Emily dropped out of law school just months from graduating. The dream died. She and Ryan still live together in his tiny apartment, a special kind of hell. Friends say she resents him for ruining her future. And he's stuck with a bitter reminder of his own inadequacy. He got the girl. But only a broken version of her that he can't afford to fix. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it for clarity. A relationship is a contract, and she broke the core clause, loyalty. My actions weren't punishment. They were enforcement. She wanted to know what done really means. Now she knows. Done means the support stops. The investment ends. And the builder walks away, leaving her in the ruins of the house she helped burn.